Another limbo. Wait.
I should do it the other way, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Chill limboed through it.
I wouldn't even dare try that. I'll end up on my arse. Flip my neck.
I want that in the episode.
You're listening to Off the Stage.
Hello and welcome to Off the Stage. It's the show where we take musicians off the stage and into the pub to talk about the ins and outs of the music world. I'm Berry Hagman, this is Conor Michael, and today we have Deadflip. Now, would you like to introduce yourselves, your name of your band, the name of yourself in the band, and what you do in the band? God, I can't get any words out today.
Yeah, so I'm Chris, I do rhythm guitar and vocals.
I'm Dan, I'm drums.
Tim, lead guitar.
I'm Zach, I play bass.
Awesome. And, because we always miss this bit, what are you drinking? What have you drank? Did he finish that already?
I don't know, it's like a pale ale of some kind. I'm not even sure the name.
And I'm on a Pepsi Max.
Nice.
So yeah, rock and roll.
This is the black cherry something or other.
Ooh.
It's going down well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lush.
You're not a fan of that one?
I'd rather have the sour, to be honest with you.
You tried it?
No, I will though.
I always get jealous of the sours.
It's quite nice. That one's not as burny.
It's not as burny.
Not as burny.
That should be like their slogan, shouldn't it? Not as burny.
Yeah. Well, we went out in Shields a few weeks ago, didn't we? And I was drinking sours all night.
Oh, God, yeah.
Pint after pint.
Like, I think that was it cherry sours as well?
Yeah, I thought it was as well, yeah.
So why I thought you like that one?
I thought so as well, but no, not for me.
I'm stuck on Lucky Saint. Just been in Belfast for 2 days, so
Nice.
Yeah, recovering back off that, so lush.
They've found out that they've just, because we're at the ship ISIS, should always mention that as well, but at the ship ISIS in Sunderland, they've just got Murphy's on. I must admit, I do prefer Guinness.
Yeah, I do.
However, I do feel like a bit of a fraud because I went to Dublin a couple of weeks ago, and it was because I've got a new song. Well, it'll be out now, but the thing is, drunk again. I've got Guinness on the brain, and I feel a complete fraud now because I went to Dublin and I realised Guinness is not the best drink in Dublin.
Okay,
It's actually Smethwick's. You've ever had Smethwick's? You might have seen it in Belfast. It's like a red ale.
Oh, I can't get away with it. I know it's exactly me.
No, it is. To me, it's the elite drink, and I'm like, I should re-record the song and change the lyrics.
On the road.
Yeah, but then again, no one's gonna know what the fuck I'm talking about. So unless you're in Dublin, but yeah, Smethwick's to me is the elite Irish drink. But yeah, this is a Murphy's. It's okay, to be fair. I've noticed this is it's even in Tesco and stuff now.
Yeah,
so it must be. Yeah, no, you know what? It wouldn't surprise us if this did that one time, like Tesco, like have a Tesco pub.
Could do.
Well, we've got the Greg's pub, haven't
They
we?
did, I know, it's not with
like,
Greg's, so like, you never know.
Yeah.
Like if you, although I don't know how they get away because the drinks are so cheap there anyway. Unless it's like bring your own booze, buy it at Tesco, then you get to sit down with it. Oh, I don't want to give them an idea. Jesus, it's going to be quiet now.
Okay.
Yeah. For the rest of the podcast, I'm just going to sit in here. And,
Podcast quality.
Yeah.
Mine's a passion fruit nectarine sorbet kind of thing. Not as burny as we've quoted. But of course, you guys, it's your first times on the podcast. I think we've had Dan on for Torn Apart by Lisa before.
No, that was Vince.
All right. Dan occasionally plays drums in James's band if James thinks he's good enough. And then sometimes it's a guy called Vince.
Yeah.
What would you say kind of describes your influences to getting to where you're at now?
Mine have been pretty constant. I think collectively we're all over the place, but I mean, I've always been a very melodic person. So I've grew up on, like, from my parents listening to things like Mariah Carey, Backstreet Boys, from a very young age. First concert was a Backstreet Boys concert. And then when I started discovering myself, I guess, early teens, American Idiot had just dropped. I had friends listening to Slipknot, Deftones, so it kind of just all like merged into one big thing, But these guys, I tell you, there's a lot more broader than mine.
Yeah.
But I'm very melodic. Do you know what I mean? Like, these guys are a little bit more heavy, I think.
Yeah.
Do you want to just go along the line?
We might as well. Good set.
Yeah, I think for me, like, I listen to everything, all sorts, and I was thinking about, because I thought that would sort of come up, and I was thinking about, like, when I was a bit younger and I went to Florida, and at Disney, what was Disney, downtown Disney, now Disney Springs, they had like a massive Virgin Megastore thing, and I remember going in there and I bought Good Charlotte, The Young and the Hopeless, and that was like one of the first albums I remember buying, and that was for me, one of the things that I listened to on repeat and thought, like, you know, that's where sort of my interest in music started. And it's already been discussed, kicking us out the band for having an interest in Good Charlotte, but I mean, you know, that's just how it is. So that's kind of what started me off, and I'd always wanted to play drums as well, and that was something that I grew up wanting to do. But my influences, again, like American Idiot and things, when I started playing drums, that had just dropped, so that was one of the first, Holiday was one of the first songs that I learned to play on the drums. And then over the years I've played loads of different genres and loads of different bands in sort of like in a full-time capacity, if you want, like, or like standing for the likes of James's band, and even like with me and you have done the odd gig as well, just all over. So I just like to do a bit of everything, keep it fresh.
Because I like to make you play a Taylor Swift song every night.
Taylor Swift, yeah.
Kept that quiet.
I did, yeah.
Oh, every gig we do.
Yeah.
Just like, Dan likes his pop punk, but he's got one drum riff he likes.
Yeah. I mean, for the first album that really got me into pop punk was Take This to Your Grave by Fall Out Boy. At the time I was doing a paper round, and I remember listening to a couple of songs on it from iMesh, LimeWire, you know, back in the day you'd download all your stuff. And then I remember going to HMV in town, Newcastle, and buying the album, and I was just sold. So,
Tim's the weird one.
Tim's the weird
Well,
one, yeah.
I started as a kid playing piano,
Right.
like really young, and I can play everything, man. Like just most things I sit down with, I play.
Yeah.
So I played piano as a kid, and it wasn't until about 10 or something like that I picked up the guitar, and then from there, just obviously parents like rock, Led Zeppelin, Clapton. So I listened to everything, and then just moved on. And then we went to school together.
Yes.
And I think it was kind of like listening to bands very similar, like Fall Out Boy, all
Yeah.
that stuff. And then it just snowballed into I listened to a bit of everything. Just whatever's going, I'm happy to.
So obviously you play like lead with the band. What's
Yeah.
your favourite instrument to play, since you've got a bit of everything you do?
Guitar is still my favourite,
Right.
as it were. I do like sitting down on piano and getting at ideas and whatnot, but to me, guitar, I've just got a lot more freedom wise because of what I can play and the range of it. I know it's just one, like, I'm trying to describe it now, because obviously you've got the two clefs on the piano, whereas you've just got the treble on the guitar, but I don't know, there's just something where you can...
It's just different, and it's like... especially if you mainly play guitar, you're gonna because I know a lot of people who write songs on piano. I could never write a song on piano because I don't know how to play it. But I know what you mean. I can't explain it either. But there's just if you know where chords are gonna go, kind of thing. I can see when I'm playing a certain chord or like a lick. I'll know where to go from there on the guitar, but I don't think I could do that.
You hear it more, don't you?
Yeah, you do.
It's like the other day you sent, and I had like fresh ideas, we're always writing stuff still.
Yeah.
You sent a new idea across, and even when I just listen to it, I'm like, I can hear it already in my head. I haven't got the guitar with us, I was out busy doing something. I was like, I've got that line in my head somewhere, so the next time I've got a bit of free time to sit down, I'll start like going through it and working out that's the guitar part that sits in my head that should be there.
Yeah.
Whereas keyboards or piano or whatever like that, I don't know, I've got the fundamentals down where I know what I'm doing, but
It's more experimental.
I don't hear it as much.
Yeah.
So that's for me, really. So.
Yeah. I'm a little bit older than these three. My music taste doesn't veer off that much, but I think for me it was, I grew up with my parents who would listen to the polar opposite of what we play. So like my dad would listen to Elton John, or the Moody Blues, or ELO, whatever it was.
Yeah, my mum and dad was
But I think I was probably 10 or 11, and my brother had got a Green Day bootleg CD. So it's got a live CD that had been burnt onto whatever. And I think the first song that I heard was 2000 Light Years Away. And then Welcome to Paradise came on, and that was just like a light switch game changer over. But that very quickly then moved off. You know, if you have like your Tony Hawk's Pro Skater soundtracks and all those bits. But then when I got into the music side of things, I probably started listening to heavier music then. So whether it was Avenged Sevenfold or whatever else, just where I was trying to learn scales, whatever it was. The school I went to was like almost like a performing arts school, so they were big into the music, so playing in brass bands and stuff, so I could read all the music and everything. But it kind of just accelerated out of nowhere from a really crappy bootleg CD that I'd robbed off my brother. And that was it. It was just from then onwards, it's always been that way. And then, we started this almost a couple of years ago now.
Yeah.
That was going to be my next question. How
I mean, I'd not seen Chris in probably a decade.
Yeah.
I'd never met Tim before, never met Dan before, and just got a message out of the blue saying, do you fancy doing this? We need a bass player, because I'd played guitar for the last 20 odd years. I'd not played bass since I was about 14 or 15.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll go along and see what it's like. Probably not for me, but I'll go and see what it's like anyway. And then fast forward,
You're still here.
still here.
Still not fun, like, but
Still here. We're still,
leave.
yeah.
yeah, but I mean, we started out just playing covers and whatever. And I think very quickly for me, my main interest meeting these guys straight away was to knock that on the head and go straight into writing original music, which I've always liked doing.
Yeah.
I think it's good to start doing covers though, like, because it's a way to kind of, because I've found it's extremely difficult to like get someone into a room and go, okay, this is my song that I want you to play. You start gelling by singing other people's songs, and then you kind of think, okay, well that's. But yeah, that's.
I think for us in particular, probably speaking for me and Isaac more than these two, because these have been gigging even when we haven't. So me and Zach, it was a nice opportunity for us just to brush the cobwebs off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But personally speaking, for me, it just got very boring very quick.
Yeah.
The songs we were playing, don't get us wrong, it was everything that I listened to, but I listened to it because I like that band, not because we play it or because we sing it.
And you play it non-stop, and you get in the thing like, I actually hate this song now.
yeah. Especially when you're devoting 2 hours a week to it, and it's the same.
It's also I think that the most frustrating bit is when you listen, especially if it's songs that you listened to 20 years ago. You almost want, when you're playing as a band, you'd want everything to be absolutely inch perfect to what that song is.
Yeah.
And so, you sit there playing and you could hear I personally could hear any slight variance on anything, whether it's a kick pattern or whatever it was. And I'm like, that's not how I've heard this song for the last 20 years. Yeah. And you've got no control over that. Is the song. You can say it's an interpretation of, but it's not the song. So being able to switch that off and go into writing your own songs, and it just makes it more interesting. You feel like you're actually doing something instead of just. I mean, playing covers well, I think is tricky to do, but I don't think you have to put as much thought into it as when you're writing it yourself and how it sits and how it fits.
A bit more creative. That's
essentially what it is.
Yeah, I think it just puts a stopper on that.
Yeah.
So
makes it more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Like my full-time job is not the creative, it's the cover scene. Like, I've got 2 gigs tonight and it's just going to be pop covers and whatnot. But I'm on a UK tour next year where it's just my music, and like that's the stuff I want to drive to. But that's definitely not making anywhere near as much money as what like tonight is.
Yeah.
Well, I used to years and years ago. I was in a band called Digits, and they were an originals band, but they also had a covers band on the side called Blind Pilots. And obviously, like you say, like the covers, sort of people pay for that because it's entertainment, whereas with originals it's more trying to get people to come and see you, whereas covers can be the other way around. So they used to use Blind Pilots as a way to sort of fund Digits, which I thought was quite good, because then they would put that money back into the originals band, which helps cover the cost of recording it and promotion and everything else. So it can be quite handy. I enjoy doing the covers. I think it's good, but writing the originals as well, you do get a different sort of buzz from it, like when it's your own music. I mean, hard to say because I've not written anything with these lads yet. I've just learned what's pre-written for us. But in the past, it's good. So,
is there any projects, like songs that you've written since Dan's joined, where you're all 4 years of having an intel to what's being done? Or
so we've just started writing again, because we've finished recording an EP. We've got my brother who's mixing that for us, so I'll give him a shout out as well. There's David Sarava. But he's sort of as new as we are to this. He's cutting his teeth with our project and helping us, which has been really good. And it's what we've got to do for now, which is normally the biggest cost in all of it. So we're really grateful for him. But yeah, so we've been writing a lot behind the scenes. We've got about half a dozen ideas floating about, but we've been focusing on trying to get the EP that we've got coming out shortly right. Whilst trying to balance the new ideas that are coming in as well, but we're enjoying it.
There's new ones now. I mean, it's good having the new ones now because you can just sit down and play what you want.
Yeah.
Whereas the other songs that we've done, it's almost like downloading covers. It's like this is what's on the EP that's coming out. A couple of songs already out. There's another one coming out very shortly, as well as a couple more after that. So you kind of go down going, and you almost feel a little bit bad because you go, oh, there's this pattern there, there's that one here, and there's this bit, and
yeah, he's not joking when he says he can hear the subtle difference.
So Dan's still in a cover band.
I'm sure there's a ghost note on the lyrics that wasn't quite there, so it's an art that they want perfected, but it's good because I mean you want it to sound right, don't you? You want it to sound true to the recording, so it's good. I enjoy it a lot.
As long as we're not too intense, do you know what I mean? He hasn't left yet. Must be doing alright.
Obviously you mentioned the EP that's being produced. Is that due to come out soon? Have you got a release date or anything?
Yeah, so it's not. We haven't got a release date as such yet. There's still a lot of mixing and mastering going on. We've got a single coming out hopefully before. Well, it'll be out once this podcast is out. Yeah, it should be nice. And then we'll focus on those two, and hopefully that won't be too long after. Maybe a month or two after that, I would have thought, and then.
I think as well, it's learning how it's best to release them.
Yeah.
Because, it's like, do you put all 6 tracks out in one go? Do you do one of them at the beginning? Because originally we thought, we'll put a single out and then we'll put the whole EP out. But then there might be a bit more weight to do individual singles so the songs all get a set amount of attention to them instead of just chucking it all out in one go.
The correct way, according to the rabbit holes I've been down with marketing and stuff like that, is to waterfall it. Conor knows this more than me because he's actually done it.
But you don't.
Yeah, but I've got an album coming out, and I haven't released anything at all. I'm just releasing the album, just because I wanted to do it like they did it back in the day, and I was just a stubborn git. So I was just like, but if you wanted to get like real buzz, you release 2 or 3 songs and then release the EP, because then it's like a build-up kind of thing. There's something like that anyway.
So the logic to it is in Spotify, if you release a single, because you can schedule them, so if you've got them all set and you say this one's released, then 6 weeks later, then 6 weeks later, then 6 weeks later is the album, Spotify will see that you've got not just a song being released, you've got a song and you've got stuff pending. And then because you're putting your time at Spotify, instead of like if you just say I've got a single coming out, Spotify go, right, you've got a single. But if Spotify says he's got a single, they've got more singles, right, we'll put a bit more direction towards you. So as long if it sees you've got it loaded in its system, it'll push you more on like the release radars and stuff like that. It doesn't put you to millions of streams.
No.
But it took me from like 1,000 streams to I think dancing around some 15,000 now. Yeah. Like it had that small. It was a big jump for me. Small jump for other bands.
And these are the things that we're learning. We've got like yourselves getting us on here, telling us bits and pieces. But we were originally going to release 2 singles, and then in the end we ended up changing what the original single was going to be to something else, and we're just figuring it out. You know what I mean? So
it's the best way to do it. Just play around with it as well. It's just like
one of the biggest learning things for us, if I'm maybe being too honest and open here, is we started releasing singles before the whole EP was done. So we were unable to stagger in the way that you've just explained there. But it's definitely something that we'll take into the next one. It's all
you learn your own ways as well.
Yeah, of course.
Like I've done the Waterfall thing, and then I released an album last year, and I was a 10-track album, and I released 5 singles first. And looking back at it, I wish I'd just released 3 singles, because I thought I was just pushing, hey, I've got a song, hey, I've got a song. Right now I've got an album. I was like, people are sick of the promo. You kind of just want to be like, song, here's the art, enjoy that for a bit, I'll come back with more later.
That's the thing. I mean, we're struggling, because the time between our releases have been quite big. We're struggling to keep the momentum going, and we don't really do enough outside of the band at the moment to fill that in with anything else other than the new music that we've got and try and drum up a bit of hype. Which is why like things like this is amazing. Do you know what I mean? Especially for up and coming artists like us. We can promote that and say, listen to this in between singles coming out. So it's good.
It's sometimes stepping into things that you don't naturally do just like as a normal individual. So if you're not a massive social media person, or you're not someone who spends all day on, like, we've got a band TikTok, I've never had a personal TikTok in my life, or do you know what I mean? and it's saying and I've had conversations with Chris where he's like, we've got to put this on. I'm like, well, everyone's doing that, like what's the point of following this thing? And some bitch is sitting there thinking, it's not putting yourself out of your comfort zone, but it's kind of doing things that you just would never normally do. And so it's learning that you have to do certain things in certain ways just to try and reach people.
It's getting into people's feeds, which is what they say. Just spam your song on little kind of tiny, like 10 to 15 second snippets. Because what you're doing, if you do that 4 or 5 times a day, what you're going to do is people who kind of like that music, they'll stop for 10 seconds, listen to it, keep listening to it. And there was a guy talking about this. He was like, this is what they used to do back in the day. So whenever you, like, for example, Take That would release a song, and it would just be thrown on all of the radio shows. You'll be hearing it in the supermarkets because obviously the big guys there, the PR people, they have the power to do that. So wherever you go, you listen to these songs and it just drills in your head that this song's there, and it has a thing. Most songs you hear the first time you don't like, but then your mind get used to listening to it, thinking, oh, actually it's quite good.
It's the rule of 7.
Yeah.
To hear it 7 times,
TikTok and social media allows you to do that for absolutely nothing. All you need is a nice hook that kind of hooks people in, like a text to say like, oh, we are this band who is a cross between Fall Out Boy and whatnot. Just keep posting that, the same song, not different songs, just the same song. I can't do it because I see people doing that and I think, I get bored. Most people do, but a lot of people don't, and that's who you need to appeal to. It's honestly, you go down these rabbit holes with these marketing people, and it's
I think it's been consistent. Is what we've learned.
Consistency, and it's just getting into people's feeds, and it's just constantly being seen. And then people look and go, oh, I know them. I've seen them on. So when they see you on posters and stuff, they go, oh, okay. So your name kind of gets that little bit of a boost.
Just before we take a break, obviously we're mentioning songs that are coming up and whatnot. We've got a pub table session that we're going to play in a moment. Would you like to introduce the song that you guys are performing for us?
Yeah, sure. The song that we're going to play, just being released, is Hourglass.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Right, so here is Hourglass, and we'll see you on side 2. Boom.
This song will be the last few grains in our hourglass, keeping us alive long after our time has passed. The sun is setting for the last time on a past life. Tell me you wasn't all for nothing, patiently waiting for the sunrise or a new light to show me I'm still good for something. I'm asking, where did I go wrong or come undone? I'm tired of living off recycled memories and knowing what I could become. All said and done, let's go ahead and leave a legacy. The song will be the last few grains in our hourglass, keeping us alive long after our time has passed. Seasons come and go, but we're right here and we won't look back. Just fade into the night, we'll always shine as bright as we wanted. We're edging closer to the end of days, where colors fade to grey and the lines get deeper on my face. Here in these pages where we state our case, we're making history with every single word that we say. And as you hear this melody and sing the words out or repeat, I know you'll think of me, yeah. You know it's meant to. The song will be the last few grains in our hourglass, keeping us alive long after our time has passed. Seasons come and go, but we're right here and we won't look back. Just fade into the night, we'll always shine as bright as we wanted. Could count the minutes or make minutes count. Won't close my eyes, I've got a fear of missing out. The sand is slipping through my hands, gotta make the most of what's left. Could count the minutes or make minutes count. Won't close my eyes, I've got a fear of missing out. The sand is slipping through my hands. This song will be the last few grains in our hourglass, keeping us alive long after our time has passed. This song will be the last few grains in our hourglass, keeping us alive long after our time has passed. Seasons come and go, but we're right here and we won't look back. Just fade into the night, we'll always shine as bright as we wanted. Shine as bright as we wanted.
We're back, baby! Are you ready? Yeah? And welcome back to side 2. That was a great song, really enjoyed it. And
Pure emotion in that, James, wasn't it?
I know, well, you know what? I've sat down, I've nearly fallen on my arse. And I'm like,
it's all right.
Sound that, eh?
no, I did actually really enjoy the song. To be fair, just, I've got to pretend that we've done it, like we've listened to it just now. When I'm not gonna, yeah. I'm spoiling my own.
Burst the bubble.
Yeah. So I would like to say that should be 27th of March.
You were looking at that, yeah.
Should be out now.
Yeah.
And if not, I'm assuming it wouldn't be much later before it was released.
No, not at all.
Yeah, well, we got a few Instagram questions for yourselves. We're going to try and fire it through. At Mrs. Berry Insta has asked, what's your favourite sad song?
Favourite sad song?
Oh,
That's a good
you've
question.
got tons of them, Chris. Man.
Me, I sit and cry all day, yeah, to happy songs. Favourite sad song? I don't have any particularly sad songs, I don't think.
It's a tough question.
Probably I'll go personal actually.
Yeah.
So not long ago I've just separated with my wife, and there's a song by believe it or not, Story of the Year. It's called I'm a fanatic for them. I absolutely love the band, so but these are sick of it because they've never met them. That's why. Yeah. So no, but during that time, there was a song called Afterglow that came out, and I only found out shortly afterwards that song was about during times when he's going through his hardest trials and everything that goes on in life as such. You can still look at his kids and they kind of pull him out of that situation. And it was just really sort of, it just drew a parallel with what I was going through at the time. So in terms of, it's not a sad song as such, it was just related to a particularly tough time I went through a couple of years ago. So yeah.
You got one, Dan?
Here You Me, Jimmy Eat World. I quite like that one. Sigrid and Bring Me the Horizon did a song called Bad Life, which I really like. I could give you a playlist. It's pretty much exclusively what I listen to quite a lot of the time, really. What else? There's a couple of yellow card ones which aren't really sad, but they just kind of like resonate with me for whatever reason, and they kind of sometimes just make us feel a certain way, and like so a lot of Ocean Avenue means quite a lot to me, so that's for me that's quite a big one. But I think if I had to pick one at the moment, I'd probably go with Bad Life. Just 'cause I think that's a great song.
Oh, you're really sad, you like, aren't you?
Tragic.
Yeah, he's kind of it's hidden behind that smiling.
For me, going back to what you said about Ocean Avenue, Yellow Card, probably View from Heaven, something like that. Just that album, like when you listen to certain albums back in the day, it kind of resonates with that whole period of time in your life. So I think we can look back at that and be like, oh, we're at school then, or we're doing something, you know what I mean? And you look back and I would say View from Heaven for me. Yeah. I think
the going back in time to, I'm not going to say life isn't good now, but I just like the nostalgia and everything in relation to that time period. I just thought it was like amazing. So there's songs that I'll hear in the car, that The Innocent by Good Charlotte. It was the first song that we learnt as a band, and when we were 13, 14, something like that. Played it in school assemblies and all sorts, and that song came on on a shuffle playlist that I had. Totally unexpected, and I was just floods of tears in the car, just thinking like, wow, that takes us back. Do you know what I mean? But not a sad song as such, just tied into special moments.
Song.
Just tied into special moments really.
Ocean Avenue Yellow Card was a big album for me growing up. But I even think, not necessarily sad, but songs that just kind of put an emotion into you, even like Stay Together for the Kids by Blink-182. Which probably brought more of like an aggressive, I mean that song, covering that song live as a teenager, and look, I probably didn't fully grasp the depth of that song because of who the band are and what they normally, for a band that normally jokes around and everything else, they have got 2 or 3 that can be quite
deep.
Was that whole album, Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, even though it's like a pun, it was supposed to be a really serious album, and then I think it was the Rock Good Lips, or that there's no like fun upbeat hits, so they added First Date
and Rock Show
to it.
And like 48 Hours or something, there weren't even songs that were written. I understand.
That was the first album I listened to, but that was like that came out when I was in school, so I was just like that like Stay Together for the Kids. That was like my main, like, emotional, oh my god, I like this so hard, like kind of
Let It All Out by Reliant K, that's just jumped in my head. It's a piano piece by a pop punk band that I really like, but that's very emotional, very sad.
Untitled by Simple Plan, that's another sad song for you.
Simple Plan, that's not another band that's usually they're usually
You
quite
never heard
jolly.
Untitled by Simple Plan?
No, I've never heard Untitled.
It's a piano one, very sad.
Oh really?
Very sad
It
song.
tends to make the more sad, doesn't it? Like the acoustic ballads and stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's it. You get bands who are like pop punk and sitting there, they're fast tempo, they're loud, and then they bring out these sort of really stripped back, really slow, and that I think that's kind of what hits you, really, isn't it? It's the change of the pace for it. But that's another one. It's quite an old one. That I think that's off their second album, I think. But again, that's another one I listen to growing up a lot. So yeah.
I think many sad songs. At the minute, I've got Fail to Ignite, sad song stuck in my head.
Ah.
He's a pop punk local scene artist, and he's got a song called Sad Song.
Yeah, we've heard
It's a very good song, yeah.
But in terms of like emotion song, there's a song that I didn't realise how like overwhelmed and stressed and pressure I was in until Dan sent us a message last year saying, "I'll take a look at this song." And it was I can't remember who it's from, but it's a song called Options.
I was going to mention him, Cameron Woodcombe.
Yeah, and for the rest of that month, I think I'm driving to gigs, I'm like blasting it through, singing it as high as you can go.
Yeah, I was actually going to mention him for that question because that whole album's really good. He's got a couple of songs called The Hard Way and Fragile, which are very. I mean, he's a lot of his album is about overcoming addiction and things. So it is about struggles and things, which unfortunately I don't have any experience in. But like the way it's written, and it's like a country pop kind of genre as well. And Options was that's the one that his first song of his that I found, and I listened to that on repeat for a long time because it's just like one of those ones that kind of make like he sings about having a shit time. It kind of makes you feel a little bit better about yourself, like, you know what I mean. It's one of those ones, so that's a good shout.
Yeah, This Wildlife, I've got to throw them out there as well. Very acoustic based, but love their stuff as well.
There's a song immediately comes to mind. It's a sad song. It's called Elephant by Jason Isbell.
I thought you got to Damien Rice there.
No, it's similar. It's a similar style, but but it's basically about someone he loves who gets cancer, and like it's about the elephant in the room. We'll try and talk about anything, but it just tears you apart. Like, it's just really, really emotional. I've never really experienced like death through that kind of thing. Apart from my nana, but not like as a close friend or anything like that. But I felt how he felt, kind of thing, when he was like singing it. It's
similar one I can't remember the artist's name, but it's a song called Wasn't Expecting That. And it's like he's just like, oh, when I was in high school I met this girl and we fell in love and I wasn't expecting that, we got kids, I wasn't expecting that, and it gets all the way to the end, it's like, and then she got sick, and then you immediately go, whoa.
I wasn't expecting that.
It proper hits you.
Jamie Lawson.
Yes,
Jamie
there you go.
I think those songs are the ones that you find sad. I think anything as the older that you get, in our 30s and whatever else, but there's a song called 17 by Lawrence Arms, I think it's Lawrence Arms, and that just talks about the differences that they're noticing as they get older, and it uses the seasons to go through where they're at, and that's one of those things. Just talk about waking up and seeing like your first grey hairs or whatever, really quite trivial stuff. You sit there and thinking it's gonna be me soon now. It goes through. So it's a mental question, to be fair. Like, I've never thought of anything like that.
Good question.
Well, we've got a few from @Captain_K_Morgan13. The first question is, if you were to swap band role with the person to your left, what would you change from their rig?
He's trying to start a fight here, isn't he?
What would I change from your
You do
rig?
play a bit of drums, so that's probably it.
Yeah, I'd probably
Gotta
change the drummer.
Again.
No, just kidding. What would I change? To be fair, I don't think there's anything in your kit that I would probably add a double pedal.
Or China. I've got a double pedal.
No, right, okay, well, why don't you bring it?
Don't know how to use it yet.
Double pedal in the China.
Yeah, double pedal in China.
Maybe the splash just for the shits and gigs.
It wasn't for your...
I was going to say, just to the left, everyone's like,
yeah, that's it, we're jumping. No, I think his kit's probably how I would have mine set up anyway.
So you gave him the black hardware as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I had a load of black hardware given to us, so it matched his kit, so he's got it now. So
Do you use your kit or is it your electric kit?
Well, I've not done any gigs yet, so we've just been using practice rooms. So I've just used my breakables primarily, but when we're gigging, I'll probably use me acoustic kit.
Yeah.
I do love me electric for practice and things, and it is quite convenient for things like the points where you can plug in. But I think live, I'll always prefer an acoustic over an electric one.
Yeah, it's different energy, isn't it?
It is.
Get the same.
And I specifically, because the electric kit I have is set up like an acoustic kit, just with sort of mesh heads to. And because the feel of that's more like a natural kit for practicing on. But I'll never forget, like, the first couple of times I took it to the points to play with you, and the cable broke.
Yeah.
So that was a problem. Halfway through American Idiot, nothing. And then I hadn't realised that because it was coming through the speakers and there's no monitor at the points, I couldn't hear a thing.
Yeah.
Like, so it comes with its own issues, but it does come in handy. But yeah, I'll probably always prefer an acoustic kit over an electric.
Yeah. Fair enough. What would you change to Tim's rig?
I don't know anything about guitars, so I don't know, to be fair. I have no idea.
There you go.
Bigger amp? I don't know. What's the... I don't know what the correct answer is here. Sorry.
I don't know, because again, it's just practice room stuff. I bring my head to it, Orange Super Crush, and then pedal board and stuff, but I don't know.
Got a wah-wah pedal?
Got one. So you can literally just name them and be like, yeah, I've got that.
Love's crying.
Thought I was on something there.
So close. Does that mean I rip apart your board then?
Don't start offending me now, like.
I can't.
No,
if you're going to play it's the Jazz Master, isn't it?
The Fender Jazz Bass.
Love that. Using Orange, what is the bass arm?
Terra 500.
Can't complain with that. I don't know what pedals you've got. You've got a tuner, and that's all you need. So
just a tuner.
as long as you're in tune, you know what I mean, which you are. So
Yeah,
everything else can't complain.
An auto tune pedal.
Just not in
Maybe
time.
something like that.
Yeah, it's all right. We'll get you a metronome.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of those at home. For Chris's setup, what would I change?
Oh god, everything.
Yeah.
I would change his pedal board.
You mean his
All of
brother's
it.
pedal
Yeah.
board?
Well, other than the tuner. The tuner's fine.
Don't
Tuner
tell him,
works
if he
well.
watches this, he knows I've still got it.
Does he not know you've still got it?
Probably doesn't, he never
No,
uses
no.
it, but does know.
I said pedal board 'cause I think you want to change it anyway.
Yeah, I do.
Like the guitars, you've got nice guitar. To be fair, everyone's got like nice equipment, and you know, at a point, if there's things that we want, we can get them if we want them and stuff, which is a fortunate position to be in. But it's getting to that point where even I look at bits that I have where, you know, there's certain pedals I just don't get on with anymore, and so it's just what do I switch it out for, and but I think pedals are.
I think overall, since we've started this band, everyone's bought at least a couple of bits of equipment.
Yeah.
Because everyone's constantly upgrading, being like, oh, I want to be able to add this, I want to be able to do this. So we're all striving for better, if you know what I mean. Like, I bought guitar, amp, pedals. He's bought 2 basses.
That's why everything. So I was playing guitars, so
True.
I've not played bass for a second. I ended up buying basses, pedals,
And you
cabs,
bought,
heads.
how many times you switched to guitar now? You bought
No, I bought a PRS SE, and then
For a week.
I really didn't. Yeah, it wasn't
was
a
the
long time. It was
McCartney
probably
or
about
whatever
2
it was,
months.
wasn't it?
Yeah,
It's too
it was a
heavy.
good deal, and to be fair, what I should have done is tried it out first and just looked at it and just thought I love that.
Yeah.
And then realised it wasn't quite fit for what we play, so I swapped it out for a Player Telecaster limited edition Ferrari yellow thing that's bright and loud, but absolutely love it. And then I've got this sentimental piece of a Gibson SG which I had when I was 15. Bought 15s, yeah. So, but love it. But I'll never get rid of it. It's one of those guitars that'll just be with us forever.
You can't get rid of it as a guitar.
Nah, never.
Yeah, no.
Never.
I bought a new crash ride because I had a big crack in my ride cymbal, so I bought a new crash ride, and there's a picture of me holding it, and I don't think I've ever looked so happy in my life. What a day that was. It was brilliant.
Next one from Captain Kate Morgan. Which fictional character would each of you be, and why? Bonus if you look a bit like them.
Fictional character. I'm going for bonus points. I'm going to say Maui from Moana.
I thought you were going to say Sloth from Lagoon. That's a good shout.
Yeah, Maui, but not because I'm muscular, just because he's Pacific Island looking.
That's a tough question.
Yeah.
That is a really tough question.
Yeah, I wouldn't even.
I might have to come back to me on that one.
Actually, I kind of would, but like.
That is a proper hard
If I look like him,
If
I look like him, I would say Spider-Man. I'd love to be a Spider-Man. And the reason why is because I think he's not your obnoxious, like, look at me type superhero. I think he's very frail. He's got loads of insecurities. He doubts himself, but he still cracks on and does it anyway. And I quite like that parallel to just be normal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
would you be the Spider-Man who already has web shooters or has to make them?
No, I would already have them. I can't be arsed for that.
I get that.
No, I'm not making anything.
Really went downhill with Andrew Garfield, didn't it? Like, oh, you have to make them.
Yeah, what?
Still don't know.
No.
It's a hard question, that one.
It's a really hard one. I think we should have had this in advance, so we could have given it.
Yeah, pre-warning.
Yeah.
Where's the fun in that?
No, exactly.
I mean, now you've said Spider-Man, that kind of opens the floodgates for superheroes, doesn't it? I'd love Bruce Wayne's money, I guess. But,
Yeah.
you know,
You look a bit like him.
thanks. Thanks? Is
No,
that?
I don't know. I don't know.
What's a compliment that? I'd
I'm
say
thinking
Bruce Wayne.
I was thinking Bruce Willis.
Oh, man.
Makes Die Hard a lot better, doesn't it? When
Yeah,
it's Batman.
I don't know, I'd probably. I mean, I'm not a big like superhero-y film person, but at the same time, I love all like the old James Bond films. All the ones where the gadgets and stuff they had were just like impossible.
Yeah.
The old school
nuts,
ones.
like the old school ones. I like those, but at the same time, like the Sherlock Holmesy stuff, where they're just like quite smart and a bit. I'd probably go more down that side of things than a Superman or a Marvel versus DC or a Hulk or whatever. That's never really been my.
You don't look like him though.
No, definitely don't
look-
look. Definitely look like either one of those. Like
One of the birds he sleeps with, probably.
potentially, I. Who's left, Tim?
Oh God, here we go. Brain's literally gone blank. I feel like it's such a cop-out. Once you've said Spider-Man, everyone's just jumping on the fucking bandwagon.
Let's jump on the bandwagon.
Alright, Iron Man, he's got loads of money and he builds stuff.
That's
That's all right, yeah.
tell you what I would be. The guy in Lord of the Rings that when the hobbits come back from like the journey and he comes out the garden, he's sweeping, he like scowls at them. That's who I would be. just be really like pissed off at these guys, these hobbits who don't usually have horses, but they come on horses like all smiling, like nobody knows what they're being up to, but this guy's like smug bastard.
And it's been stood there waiting for ages as well.
He just scowls at them. Was like that would be me if I was in any TV show or anything. I wouldn't be the superhero. I'd be just the person that
watches the superhero thing.
yeah, just die you.
I've still never seen Lord of the Rings.
You've never seen
Anyway.
What?
Now that I've had time to think about it, I'd like to be Dr. Ian Malcolm from Jurassic Park. Because can you imagine going to Jurassic Park and surviving it all?
That would be
getting
cool,
to see
that would.
all that, getting
yeah.
live. That would, Ian Malcolm, and he's cool. Let's be honest.
Absolutely.
Jeff Goldblum
No,
comes
actually,
out
that's
with
good.
some cool guys.
Oh, I kind of want to change my answer now, but then I'd just be copying off you. So
Gone.
Question 3 or 4 from Captain K. Morgan is: do any of you have any that guy stories from people in the audience at a gig, whether it's good or bad? Is there any like one person that stood out and you were like, fucking knobhead, or fuck, that was cool?
For cover bands, because we both play in cover bands, different ones, I always find it's just the piss people at like the end of the night. You've got last few songs. I've had some fella who's literally fallen straight into us and just knocked everything over. Nearly knocked the bass player over. Everything's starting to come undone.
Every
It's just
week.
like it was only like 2 songs left, so it was like get this guy up and make sure he's all right, and then plug back in and finish the last song and a half. And it's those sort of ones. That's all I can really think of.
See how nice that is, by the way.
what's that?
He helps him get back up. Make sure he's fine. James had somebody chuck a beer mat at him and he went, get the fuck out of the pub, and then wrote a song about beer.
I was livid. Thing is though, this is like 2 o'clock in the morning on a Friday, so I'm just like I'm sober, tired, and some guys. Well, the last time it was flipping Jägermeister cup.
Yeah.
I was not having it whatsoever. Oh my god. Yeah, I got the security in him, didn't I? But he was like, we were done. It's like, well, you threw a fucking shitty thing off my head. What do you want to? What do you think? How do you think I would react to that? Oh god, yeah.
I played a gig last week and I was trying to really concentrate on playing Taylor Swift, and there was some lass at the side of the stage who kept shouting zombie.
I didn't want to play it because
No, I know. You played Stixies and I got up and went and had a word with that and said, look, if you keep doing that, he's not going to play it. If you shut up, I'll have a word and see what I can do. And then we played it. So,
yeah.
I did once, but no, I did years and years ago when I was a teenager. I used to play in a band called the Ramseys, and we played a gig in a pub in Blythe. And mid-set, some pissed chava just decided to come up on stage and just start messing with the settings on Callie's amp, changing all the settings and things. And he politely asked him to stop. He wouldn't do it, and then he asked him again. He wouldn't do it, and then it got quite aggressive from there. At the point where we had to stop playing. So that was one of those stories that sticks where you're like, that was a nasty experience. He wasn't there to listen to us. He was just there to kick off.
That tipped me over the edge. That like,
Yeah.
it's just pointless. I get people getting drunk at times, but when they go that.
It's the extra level. Like, it's just like why are you doing that? It's like
It just doesn't make, and it spoils it for everyone else. I was at Justin Hawkins did like a spoken word thing in Sunderland a few weeks ago. And I'd seen it at the one in town. This guy sat at the back, and any chance he got, he was shouting stuff. So I can't think what the venue's called. Is it the fire station?
Fire station, yeah.
And like every chance he got, he was shouting stuff out, and it was making the people around him quite uncomfortable. And in the interval, he was really proud of himself and kept shouting these things out, and people are like grumbling and. Just knocks from the darkness. He started shouting. It's like Justin, they're trying to kick me out, like getting dead aggressive. He just turned around and he went, "That sounds like a you problem, mate." And then just carried on with like the rest of the thing. The guy got turfed out, but the saddest thing of it was that the couple that was sat next to him who'd been there enjoyed it left early.
Because
I think they just hit that limit of go there and have a few pints over a shower, but when you're compromising it for hundreds of other people,
it's just
what's the point? It wasn't funny. It wasn't smart. It's just you just killed it for people. So stuff like that where they just take a little bit too far in it.
Yeah,
it's a killer.
I think I can swiftly move on with this. Speaking of spoken word stuff, final question from Captain Morgan is: which pop punk song would be the best spoken word version? Bracket, it can't be Family Values by Blink.
Oh yeah, I guess it can't be that. Best spoken word.
Happy Holidays.
I was just thinking that as well. Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know. What do you mean by that? It's like if you literally just speak out the words, like what would it? Does it have to be pop punk? Can it be like Hot Dog by Limp Bizkit or something like that?
Yeah, which pop punk song?
Pop punk. I mean, if you wanted it.
Which song?
Yeah.
Spoken word.
I wonder if you could do break stuff by Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a really tough question because I'm thinking like what would phonetically sound better, or what would just be like funny.
I'm gonna go with My Friends Over You by Newfound Glory, because I think if you just read that out, it would be quite. I think it needs the music. I think if you read it out, it would just sound a bit.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that, Carlos. You know what? We should get one time if Carlos is fit, we should get him on the show to ask these questions, because he always asks like 3 or 4 questions every single thing. I think that's just a sign saying like, can I come on the show? If you want to come on and ask the questions live, you're very welcome.
You should get him on the show and then just hit him with all of his own questions.
Yes, we should bring the questions back. Reverse card the questions.
Yeah, I think I'd put there's a band called Set Your Goals, and they've got a song called Gaia Bleeds, and that's just basically talking through how like people are slowly destroying the planet.
Oh yeah.
There's a piece of news. If you read through it, I mean, I wouldn't call it a political song in any way, shape, or form, but it's kind of just going through how we're knowingly doing things that we probably shouldn't be doing, which for pop punk isn't normally the kind of thing you'd expect it to be on. But I think if you were to use that, I think that'd work pretty well.
One that isn't from Morgan. JJK Atkinson. What's a dream venue for you guys performing?
Oh, that's a good question. That's my brother, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know what mine is, but the venue's gone. Ever since I was a kid, I always wanted to play at Chain Reaction in California.
Right.
So it was just a cool. But it shut like last few weeks and months it closed.
Oh, did it? Oh.
But all the bands that I grew up would always put on playing at Chain Reaction, so I was like, I'm going to go to California, whatever, and then go to Chain Reaction. But it is no more. It's gone.
It might reopen. You never know. So if there's enough nostalgia involved, there'll be some guy who thinks, some guy who goes like, oh well, I'll reopen this. But
yeah.
Just quickly, I remember Josh does a lot of our band photos, and a lot of the socials that we do is through his photography. So Again, I just want to thank him as well for everything he does for us.
So if you haven't noticed, we just do everything for free.
That's how you do it.
I think as a band we've been really fortunate that we know Tim and Isaac's other halves or better halves are very much media orientated, and so they do a lot of our graphics and stuff, and Josh, he does all of our photos. I mean, like I see my brother does where EP and we're recording. So
my lass is a nurse, so she's no help at all.
Not yet, anyway.
I'm clipping that, by the way. No context.
No context. She'll love that.
It might be the next enema of a state. But no, yeah. So we're like really grateful for that. But sorry, to answer the question, I don't have any dream venue that I like to play. I think I would just love to be like fully a part of something like a Vans Warped Tour or a Slam Dunk Festival where you're just surrounded by thousands of people and artists that are just like all in the same place as you. Do you know what I mean? Musically and everything. That would just be a dream for me. That like.
Have you got a local venue that you want to target to do? Like headliner Clooney or headliner Independent or something like that?
I think the Clooney is my favourite venue in the Northeast.
Yeah.
I'm not from the Northeast originally, so growing up for me, growing up outside Manchester, the Academy 3 in Manchester, which is the smallest of them, the Club Academy, that was where I saw Yellow Card for the first time, all these other bands. I was like, that was when I was living there, that was the venue to, my friends' bands played there and whatever else, so that'd be there. But in the Northeast up here, I'd definitely say, I've just always liked the Clooney, whether it was eating and drinking in there to the gigs. I've never really had like bad sound in there. When you go to gigs and everything, and like what he said about it being quite picky, even there when I'm in gigs and I'll be sitting there listening to whatever else, the sound's always been
really good.
Been pretty decent in there compared to some venues. So I think Clooney for me would be a cool one. Either of them, one or two. So
it's cool.
And final Instagram question from Mim_Atkinson. Love the singles. Are you guys playing any live gigs soon?
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. It's up to Dan, really.
Yeah. Once I finally,
once he knows what he's doing.
Taking me time and all that.
The thing is with Dan is that it's not so much that getting to learn the songs, we're just trying to teach him how to play drums. So once he's got that down,
he's probably thrown into the bus now,
he hasn't upgraded from the triangle yet.
No, he hasn't. No, serious answer those. We've been offered a few things, but the dates that have fallen in line with what they wanted us to play hasn't quite worked out. We've been offered Veritas Festival. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
It was they were doing like a pre-night the night before the main thing at Annika, I think it was. But it's the day I get married, so if it was the day after one, I could have maybe tried.
Really
I think even then it would have been touchy, to be fair.
So there's bits and pieces that have come up and put the songs out as done that, but that's the bit that we're all chomping at the bit for now. Is we've put all this in there, and you want more than just the four of you to hear all the bits and pieces. So
outside of a practice room.
So anybody out there that's got they've got gaps that they need filling.
Yeah, I was going to say, we are looking to sort of start opening shows for bands and things, so,
that's such an underrated thing to do as well. I'll constantly message venues, like I'll look at Clooney listings and little buildings and say, I think such and such is a similar genre, do you want me to come and open a show? And it's like, I'm not too fussed about getting paid to do a little 30-minute slot. I just want to have a new audience and like I've said it before, I don't like sound big-headed with it, but I want to try and compete with the headliner, and like I want to bring the same energy that they want to end with and make it a full show.
We were literally saying this out before when we're waiting.
It's what it should be.
And I've already messaged Phil McKnight about sorting something out somewhere down the line, because I think when we start getting running and gigging and things, that's where we're going to start, just trying to jump on shows. Good friends with Callum from Nine Banks, who are a sounding-based band. He's going to help out with some stuff, so hopefully might get on a show with them one day. Just open a show, do a few songs, and just see where we're at from there. It's somewhere to start, isn't it? And
not overly, not really pick it all. Like there's no money incentive for us or whatever else. It's just going out there and
it's for the love of playing it. We'll happily jump on anything. Anybody needs playing, give us a shout.
We tend to get a lot of like alt rock bands on the podcast anyway, so if there are any of you that are rewatching us and you want to put a support act on, by all means drop these guys 100%. I think we're pretty much done with the questions on this. Is there anything else you want to promote or push, or final words?
I think it's just we'll go out at the end of this month, end of March, and then there'll be another. So that'll be 3. So there'll be another couple of songs off that EP for that to be complete. But I'd expect both those to be the first half of this year. along with the gigs that go with it. But yeah, you know, once we get those things through, and the new songs that we started with Dan, we'll be recording those straight away as well. We've got a decent setup between us, so you know, we all record using the same software and things, and so we can send the tracks to each other.
That helps. Yeah.
So all using the same software for that helps. You can just, you know, put them in a Dropbox, take them out, put them in and use them through. So I think the plan is for 2026 to now run off and gone through all the teething issues and bits and pieces and just go full steam ahead with it. Like.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That's about it, really. But, yeah.
Well, thank you for having us.
Thank you guys. It's been
Thank you.
It was good.
If you've enjoyed it, drop us a follow. If you haven't, we are at Off the Stage UK. On Instagram questions every week that we have an act on the pod, and you can just put your own questions in or wait for Carlos to ask 67 of them. Make sure you check out Hourglass, and we will see you next time.
Take care.
Everyone,
see you next week.
Thank you very much.